Hi friends, let's get on with it. It's been weeks since I've been on here. Um, I've got about 5 computers down here, and they all needed some shop work. And this was the one I've been using for most of my videos, and it was from eBay for $55 after postage. And I put on, what happened is I went off because the volume went off. So I put a Logitech camera on, went to settings, and did a sample, and it seemed to be loud enough to do a new video. So here we are, old men's talk, not man's, old men's talk. Went out to eat today. My wife was with me. We took the neighbors next door. We do this once a year, but I didn't know the bill was going to be almost $300. Nobody looked at the prices except me, and I stopped looking at the prices after I ordered my hamburger. Hamburger was about $17. Came with fries though. The beer, let me tell you about the beer. It was so good I stopped and bought some more. Against the Grain, made in Louisville, Kentucky. But it needs to say 35K on it. 35K at the bottom. Good looking cover. Well, I'm just a skip from Louisville, but I bought one on the way home. I haven't tasted anything this good in my life. So the price, let's see, I had the price around here somewhere. It was around $12 for 4, and it was cold. Yeah, it was cold. I thought I could show you the cap that came with it, but I misplaced it. So if you want to try something new, now it's a stout compared to dark beers, but it's got all these neat taste added to it. It's not just a Guinness. It's much better than a Guinness, and possibly $1 or $2 more per can than. Let me take that back. This says 1 pint, 16 ounces. Okay, so that might make a difference for you if you're a beer drinker, and I'm not a beer drinker, but I'm a social drinker. So if you don't have a beer handy, feel free to go and get one, and we'll drink together. C.S. Lewis, a Christian writer. C.S. Lewis. He wrote Mere, M-E-R-E, Christianity, top seller, along with possibly 20 other books, everything from religious books to children's books. And I was reading where he met with his friends, Tolkien, who wrote the Tolkien books, and another group. Of course, they're not from the U.S., but he said he met on Mondays with this group, Tolkien and the other famous writers, and they would have a pint of brew. Now, you know and I know there's an exaggeration there, but it wasn't exaggeration on the high side, it was on the low side. How many people you know get a beer and just drink it on Mondays when they meet with a group of friends? I just don't think being a Christian, as he wrote about in his books, and is always quoted in Christian books. He died early from a vaccination, by the way. I don't know if it was 40 years old or 45. So, got mixed feelings about vaccinations. There was a doctor that in Florida that was vaccinated with the for the COVID, and he fell over dead. He was a doctor too, and I've had it 3 times, and I have something people won't believe in anymore. It's called long COVID. Another term for it's called long-term COVID. It affects your respiratory, your energy, your breathing, your walking. Well, I stopped telling people I had it, even though my energy level's gone down to about 10 to 20% of what it was before I got COVID. The reason I say this is because if I tell anyone, while I'm especially tired during the day, if I tell anyone I have long COVID, a lot of them's never heard of it, and the ones that's heard of it don't believe it can last this long, but it can last all your life. So what they do, they look at the ground. Poor sucker still believes in that. That poor sucker still believes in long COVID. Now, just because I'm about ready to get a couple canes or some walkers shouldn't convince anyone. So what else we're going to talk about today? Helping people. I help people that have health problems that's older than me. They're all older than me. Not by much, by at least a year. Don't charge anything, of course. I have an old saying, I'm going to be old sometime, and I hope there's someone for me to help me. I'm only 76. Boy, this stuff tastes good. Let's finish this sucker up. It's high calorie. 7% octane alcohol. 7% alcohol. But with all the flavoring that's got in it, I think it's called Against the Grain 75. Is it 75? 35. See the bottom? 35K. And 7% alcohol. 12 ounces is 260 calories. So this isn't going to be too good for my diet. When I did have a beer, it used to be Michelob Ultra, and it's 95 calories for 12 ounces. It it's got no taste compared to this. It's got no taste compared to this one. So I'm going to be like C.S. Lewis that I was talking about earlier. Just drink one on Monday. Like that's really going to work. Let's see. What have I done this week? I tell you what, I had a horrible time falling asleep last night. I was awake till 7:30. My mind was rotating, spinning, I call it, spinning. Very active. I had to take a couple sleeping pills. Both prescription and one prescription and 2 over the counter. And around 7:30, I knew I've done this before. I knew that I have this problem about twice a month of not falling asleep till 7:30 or after. That's what happened. Got up at 1 o'clock. I knew if I didn't, my wife would call and say, coffee's ready. She got up hours before, of course, but she knows my habits now. Let me get closer to this $55. I may have just paid $50 for it, and shipping was $5. It's doing pretty good, isn't it, for expensive computer? Well, phone calls. I haven't come up with the proper names of the people that call that want to sell me insurance and sell me graves so that I can die early, or if I do die early, or any number of other trinkets that they're getting paid for. I won't tell you what I say to them because it'll make you think that I'm not normal. You'll think, man, this guy's off the wall. I mean, they're not that bad. I asked them, did you call me for a date? Where would you like to go? And that's on the lighter side of what I say to them. Sometimes I say, can you send me your photograph on the internet so I can decide where we're going to date and where I'll take you out to eat. Old man's talk. Yeah. By the way, no one's taken me up on that. There's not been a single girl that's taken me up on it, but one guy did. The guy says, so you like other guys? I said, my first friends were guys. Of course I like guys. It was probably the 12 years old before before I started feeling confident enough to talk to girls. So yeah, I like guys. I'm not asking you for a date though. Well, that stops that and they hang up. It's the way it goes when you get to my age. What else happened today? Was tired. Didn't get enough sleep. Well, if you went to bed at 7 or 7:30, if that's when you fell asleep, you wouldn't have much energy either. I guarantee it. My goal was to clean up this basement that you're looking here and clean up 2 bedrooms of used to be my office. As you can tell, I'm a mental health therapist and a drug addiction therapist. I can help you if you're addicted to alcohol. I can help you if you're addicted to drugs. I can help you if you're mentally ill. I get along totally well with these type of people. Sometimes I think I am one of them. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. If there's any women watching, give me a hello, because I think you're off by now. I think you're off this station by now. Well, and if I don't like this tomorrow, I'll delete it. I'll delete this unless I see there's at least 2 people that watch it. Yeah. I always say if I do good for one person giving advice, it was worth it. I've upped it to 2 now. I've upped it to 2 because sometimes a guy will like or a girl will like my video and they'll like it, and then I find out about a week later they disliked it. So I've upped it to 2 so one might stay. So what have I done with my life? I've been a writer. I've been a minister. I've been a teacher. I have been a psychologist. I have been a marriage and family therapist. I've been a school psychologist, high school primarily, and seems like I was something else. Oh, clinical social worker. Don't think that I had to go for 4 years for each of those. I had so many classes, from failing out and going back and failing out and going back and failing out and going back, dropping out and dropping in and dropping back and changing schools. But when we added them all up, after I took the psychology exam 3 times and passed it the 3rd, I was able to get all the other licenses I named because I had the hours, and I got grandfathered because I had the psychology license. Psychology licenses in Kentucky. Probably not listed, but could be as a former psychologist, because I've lived here for 35 years in Madison, Indiana. So if you check me out If you don't believe that I'm all these things, go to the licensing board for, just pick one, marriage and family or clinical social work, and then it'll give you all my licenses. Am I proud of what I've done? Well, not really. Well, I am, because I made a living from it. But I'm not, because I was not a superior, I was going to say performer. I was not a Class A act. You know why people came to see me? And I worked 35 years alone in just a building. You know why they came to see me? They left the other counselors and the other community mental health agencies because they weren't nice to them. I don't know if you feel that I'm nice, but they'd walk into my office and I'd talk to them without giving them a sheet of paper to fill out. If I didn't think I could help them, I didn't charge them a penny. If they didn't have insurance, they didn't get charged a penny. If they had insurance and wanted to continue, I wouldn't charge anything but what the insurance would pay. And to tell you the honest to goodness truth, at 76 years old, and I've retired 3 or 4 times, and the phone kept ringing, and I'd go back into business and this, that, and the other. But it's getting fewer now, so I talk to them on the phone for free. Nothing like free advice, especially if it helps them. Absolutely. Well, why can I do that? You're asking, how can I do that? Insurance liked me. They paid me. You ever heard of EAP, Employee Assistance Programs? They're in addition to insurance. With some companies, they give 10 free sessions, but they pay me good. Not because they know me, but because everybody knew my name from other people. We want to see Jim. Well, let's see if he's on our network. Well, daggone, he's been on our network for 10 years. Yeah, you can see him. You want to go there today? Yeah. The bad part about it is when people are killed. It's called critical incident debriefing. People killed on motorcycles. People killed in factories. People... No one ever killed each other. It was just, you've heard of mistakes. It would just be a daggone mistake, and someone wouldn't put a cage around a truck tire that they were pumping up, and they pumped it up too much, and it exploded and threw them against the wall, and they became... You ever swatted a bug or a fly against the wall? I'd get a phone call. Why? People saw that happen. and they were in shock. Jim, can you come over real fast over to our town and do a critical incident debriefing, because some people can't hardly move because they were such a friend with this person. Yeah, I'll come over. Yeah, immediately. So that's the type of work I did. And I don't think I hurt anybody by my advice. I really don't. I gave the best advice that I knew how to give. And knowing all the hospitals for mental health and for alcohol and drugs, and knowing which ones were free and which ones cost money, I could help just about everybody. I guess I've drank my calories. So we helped to the point where a few people came back to thank me after they got out of prison for meth. I helped. Attorneys would refer to me, and if a person would see a counselor, the judge would either just put them on probation or lower the years in prison. And then they come back and see me after they got out of prison, because they wouldn't get many years if they had some counseling, the ones I saw. And I say that because there wasn't anything about spectacular about the people I saw, but nobody killed anyone. So the limit of the limit was 4 years or less, 6 years or less. Nothing like 40 or 50 or 100 and do 50. Nothing like that. I saw girls that came from our prison here. We have a women's prison, and I see them free till they got insurance working at a company, and many of them became lesbians while they were in prison. It was so cute to see two at the same time, and they'd be holding hands and kissing. Yeah, they were in trouble for heroin, shooting up heroin in Walmart, and got caught. Got caught because they were unconscious, by the way, not because they were shooting up. And when they went over and checked on them, they saw the needle in their leg. You know, one time I had a person sent from a treatment center. This was a lady. And she had gone through a 30-day treatment program, one of the better treatment programs in the country. She was required to start seeing a counselor. Well, she came, and about halfway through the session, she takes out a needle, and she goes ahead and puts it in her, pulls her leg up and shoots whatever it was in the needle in her leg. So the guy that I am, I say, you got some good stuff in there? What we got in there? Insulin. I've got diabetes. This is insulin. Well, I would have believed that, except I saw her sort of getting nervous before she did that. She was getting nervous to the point where her leg was moving back and forth, and legs were moving back and forth. So I really believe that. She never came back. No. Never came back. Other people came to see me to keep their job because they got caught drinking and using drugs at work. Either they kept it a secret or they stopped because the employer would call me up and tell me, I don't know what kind of magic you do at your place, but we're sending everybody with a drug problem to you because the people that come back from your counseling center don't have a problem anymore. Well, thank you, sir. Thank you. I hope we can meet sometime. I've had one or two HR people, human resource, from local, I want to say, auto parts companies that weren't so nice. Had two guys, two different companies, come in and say they were sick for the whole week. Could I write them a note saying that they were sick and excused from work? Well, I said, I haven't known you that long, but I might be able to write a general note saying that you're my client and you've been sick and that's why you haven't been there. That's why you didn't show up to work. So I'm on vacation in Gatlinburg. And the human resources of both companies call me up. The ladies say, do you normally excuse people from work that's been a week in jail? I said, no ma'am, I didn't have that information, but I will do this. I will correct the letter and fax it to you today. Yeah. Occasionally someone can pull something over on me. Occasionally. Well, what else would you like to talk about? I got my computer working again after a couple weeks. I don't know what my last video was. I'm sure it wasn't anything that you'd write home to your mother about. I've got, after testing all the computers at a computer shop, I got two that I'm going to throw in. Now, I know you're not supposed to do this. I think you're not supposed to. But I was told, if you want to save money, get a bunch of black trash cans and put a computer in a couple of trash cans, seal it up, put it in the trash, then get the other computer, put it in a couple black bags or 3, put it in the trash can. Why you need so many black bags? Well, listen, if one breaks open, I don't know what the rules are if for sending computers in the trash, but there is a hard drive in there and I don't know how to take it out. And the hard drive could have Social Security numbers, stock information from stocks I buy. But if I put it in the trash, you know they're going to trash it like this, Rumpke. Just squish it together, and there'd be no way for them to find out what's on those hard drives. Now it's your time to talk, if you'd like. I will read. I'll read the messages. I'll respond to them if I don't get over 200. If I get over 200, it'll take me an extra day or two to get a response to you. Okay, it looks like the video's good. I'm going to play back the audio, see if it's good. And let me share one last thing. I've got some videos up there, about 200 or more. I have no idea what's on them. And many times I hadn't learned how to respond. I'm getting better at that now. So I say that because there are other videos, everything from dating to meeting a woman in a restaurant or a bar. I have videos on illness. I have about 3 or 4 on the condition we had a few years ago, 2002, COPD. I tell about my symptoms and my journey. Well, if you've hung on here and you've hung on for 38 minutes, you deserve for me to send you a check for $100. If I could. If I could, I would. I don't have $100 bills. So, I'll thank you. I'll thank you for tuning in. And if you like this style, you see I don't have much more to read from other than from this beer can. That's the way I roll. Now, if people write to me and say this was a bunch of crap because you're just a normal guy, we didn't learn anything from you. And if I get those messages, I'll delete it. You can help me delete it by giving those type of messages. Heck, you can help me delete the whole daggone program station if I get a lot of bad reviews, or not reviews, or just telling me like it is to you. Yeah, I was thinking about when I was coming in tonight for meeting these young girls about 19 years old. This is what happens when you get old. These girls 19 years old, maybe 20, maybe 16. They pointed at me. they said, he's got a beard and mustache. He's getting old. Ain't he cute? Yeah. They said, ain't he cute? So as you grow older, old folks like me, take that as a compliment. And go over and thank them. Say, I've been waiting for this time for someone to say I was cute. God bless you. Thanks for listening. Leave a note if you like.